Happy Sunday, everyone. How's everybody doing today? Hey, first I want to thank you for those who did come on Tuesday. We had so much fun, and I appreciate you being here and supporting the sound system. Thank you. And I don't know about you, but the sound rocked. So I have a question for you by raise of hand. How many of you would like to have a one-time a month music social right after service? Raise your hand if you like it. And what I mean by that is we could still go and do our social thing, but then come back in here, and for 2 hours, it'll be different than it was Tuesday. For the first hour, we'll probably do karaoke, and the second hour will just be dancing in the streets. Well, dancing in the, would you like that? Okay. So I'm going to propose that to Reverend Mo. We're going to try to find a fixed Sunday that we can do it. And then what I'm hoping is that because we'll be here for so long that maybe the spirit groups could rotate and bring additional food so that we have a little bit more food there during that. So I'll get more information to you, but I wanted to see who might like that. So, and it would be like from 12 to 2. Okay? Thank you. All right, well, this is how I feel about us. So let's do We Are Family, because that's what I feel. Yeah, that's We Are Family. Here we go. We are family. I got all my family with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, sing. We are family. I got all my family with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, sing. Everyone can see we're together as we walk on by. Yeah, we fly just like birds of a feather. I won't tell no lies. All of the people around us, they say, can they be that close? Just let me state for the record, we're giving love in a family dose. We are family. I'm with all my family with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, sing. We are family. I got all my family with me. Yes, I do. We are family. Get up, everybody, sing. Living life is fun and we've just begun to get our share of the world's delights. High hopes that we have for the future and our goals in sight. We don't get depressed. Here's what we call our golden rule. Have faith in you and the things you do. You won't go wrong. Oh no, it's a family do. Yeah, we are family. I got all my family with me. I said we are family. Oh, get up, everybody, sing. Tell it all. We are family. I got my family with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, sing.
Woo, what a way to start off our Sunday morning, eh? Woo, thank you. And we are family. We are one wonderful tribe, aren't we? I really appreciate it. Well, today I'd like our daily prayer to center on the daily word. And the word for today is a great word. It's compassion. Compassion. Acts of loving compassion build my strength. Whether in my community or across the world, many people face hardships. As a member of the human family, I am inspired to undertake compassionate action and help however I can. Sometimes just a prayerful thought or simple blessing can make a powerful difference in someone's life. Other times, I may be able to take more direct action. I may listen to someone deeply as they share the concerns of their heart, or I may volunteer to drive them somewhere or complete errands for them. Regardless of the form that my compassionate action takes, I am motivated to be of sacred service, to bring the love and the care of God into manifest form through my decisive action. And from Matthew 14:14, when he went ashore, he saw a great crowd, and he had compassion for them and cured their sick. So this affirmation today, acts of loving compassion, build my strength.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
Tu es l'image de Dieu.
I hold you in my heart.
Tu es l'image de l'amour.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
Tu sei la luce di Dio.
I hold you in my heart.
Tu sei il volto dell'amore.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love.
The face of love.
I hold you in my heart.
You in my heart.
You are my family.
You are my family.
You are the face of love.
The face of love.
You are the face of love.
Face of love.
I hold you in my heart.
You in my heart.
You are my family.
You are my family.
You are the face of love.
Face of love.
You are the face of God.
The face of God.
I hold you in my heart.
You in my heart.
You are a part of
The
me.
part of me.
You are the face of God.
The face of God. Eres la luz de Dios.
I hold you in my heart.
Eres la cara del amor.
You are a
All right. I just want to thank everybody that came Tuesday night. As Donna said, it was a really, really wonderful concert, and then the dancing afterward was a lot of fun. And we made $880 toward. So thank you, everybody. So.
We have a few announcements this morning. First of all, Quantum Living course begins February 21st via Zoom. Please register via the link on the e-news or through the Tithely app. The men's group, which meets the third Saturday of each month, meets next Saturday, the 18th, and is always open to newcomers. They meet from 9 until 11. Next Sunday is the third Sunday and is our outreach drop-off and pickup for gently used items, clothing, and non-perishable food items. Please be generous. The annual meeting is also next Sunday, February 19th at 11:30. Governing members have been sent an email with items for review that will be covered. All are welcome to the meeting after the coffee time. Finally, there's a prayer box in the back of the room on the ledge. You will find prayer slips and pens for your requests. After the service today, the prayer slips will be picked up by the chaplain of the day, George Neal. The chaplains will pray over the prayer slips, and then they are sent to Silent Unity for an additional 30 days of prayer. Unity believes in the power of affirmative prayer. When completing the prayer slip, we invite you to affirm what you want more of, rather than on focusing on the issue. For example, if you're not feeling well, you want to feel better, so you might affirm perfect health and healing for your body. When we feel overwhelmed with too much to do, we might affirm clarity or seeing things in a new light. What we give our attention to is what grows, so we might as well affirm what we do want, with less emphasis on the problem or the situation. There's an opportunity to have a prayer chaplain pray with anyone who would like to after service. The available chaplains will be standing up front with purple stoles on. Thank you.
I invite you, each of us, to take advantage of this tool that we're going to practice right now that we call meditation. Just relax in your seat. Close your eyes if you wish, and let go of whatever was involved in getting here this morning. Any concerns, any mind chatter, you can lay them down for now and pick them back up later. Getting comfortable in our seats, breathing in, breathing out, slowly. Nice deep breath in, and a nice deep breath out, signaling our body and our minds that we can now relax for a bit. We let those wrinkles fall out of our forehead as it relaxes. We soften our eyelids, allow our jaws to relax, our shoulders to drop, our arms and hands relaxed, and our hips sinking comfortably into our seats, while our feet rest comfortably on the floor. We are safe, we are at peace, and we are fully present in this moment. Feel your heart beating, the energy that pulses through your body. Every cell is fed and rejuvenated by the oxygen your blood is delivering to them in this very moment. Centering your focus now on your heart space. Envision your Christ light illuminating this area. Feel that gentle warmth, how it infills the center of your being. And as you place your attention on it, allow it to grow, to expand, letting it spread throughout your trunk, your head, your arms, and your legs. Every part of your body is bathed in this enveloping, healing warmth. And as every cell in your body is infused with the essence of divine love, you feel renewed, rejuvenated, and filled with gratitude for this gift of life. Now envision what all of our lights shining together in this building looks like. These pinpoints of light that grow and connect and expand until our entire building is filled with that wonderful light. Each one of us is an integral part, a unique light, and we are so important to that whole. We are each a vital part of the one light. Now we expand that perspective from our building to all of planet Earth. All those lights of awareness, of pure loving energy. What a beautiful, amazing, and wondrous sight. And as we hold our whole world in that loving light, we take a few moments to go into the silence. And as we close this time in meditation, we express our deep gratitude for our life, for our light, and for our divine Creator. Thank you, God, and so it is.
Spend your whole life building something from nothing. One storm can come and blow it all away. Build it anyway. can chase a dream. It seems so out of reach, and you know it might not ever come your way. Dream it anyway. God is great. Sometimes life ain't good. When I pray, it doesn't always turn out like I think it should. But I do it anyway. Do it anyway. This world's gone crazy. It's hard to believe that tomorrow will be better than today. Believe it anyway. You can love someone with all your heart for all the right reasons. In a moment they can choose to walk away. Love them anyway. God is great, but sometimes life ain't good. When I pray, it doesn't always turn out like I think it should. But I do it anyway. I do it anyway. We're so out singing, song you believe in, that tomorrow they'll forget you ever sang. Sing it anyway. Sing it anyway. I sing, I dream, I love anyway. Anyway. I sing, I dream, I love.
Holy moly, Donna. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because that's the key, isn't it? Doing something anyway, even when we don't feel like it. Well, this is like a, what do you call it? Disclaimer right up front, or a warning right up front, that the inspiration for today's talk came from my dad. He was a gifted master mechanic, and he could troubleshoot, build, weld, and repair just about anything. I mean, anything. He even made us kids a merry-go-round and a teeter-totter and all kinds of stuff. And he was a real stickler for routine maintenance. It came from his background. He was responsible for maintaining airplanes while he was in the Air Force. He had to take care of all the farm equipment and vehicles on our family farm when I was a little girl, and as a supervisor of the maintenance department where he worked until he died at age 59. So today's message comes from, it may seem strange at times, but it comes from that perspective of a mechanic and why it's so important. That's why the title of the talk today is The Care and Maintenance of a Human Spiritual Being and Why the Heck It Matters. I didn't put the heck in there, so, Created by divine source. You're going to hear me call God lots of words today, and they all mean the same thing. So just know that whether I say divine love, divine mind, God, whatever it is, that's the entity, the energy that I'm referring to. So we were created by divine source. In Genesis, it says, from the dust of the earth. So in my mind, we're all an amazing sort of hybrid. We are fully human, and we are fully spiritual. And nurturing and caring for both aspects of ourself is really important. It's essential if we want to live a balanced, healthy, and joy-filled life. Just like our vehicles, our HVAC units at our house, we know how important those are in the state of Florida, don't we? And all things mechanical, we require routine maintenance to perform at our best. Hope you can see this. As I was preparing today's talk, the first thing that came into my mind was the maintenance required light that comes on in our vehicles when it's time to do something in the way of maintenance to our cars. And I thought, wouldn't it be super handy if we had one of those? And when we get up in the morning and we're brushing our teeth and we look in that mirror, there's this maintenance required light flashing right in the middle of our foreheads. I thought, wow, that would be so helpful. I know, I warned you, right? Then I realized that we do have those. They come factory installed when we're born. Did y'all know that? If something is going awry in our physical bodies, we get signals in the form of physical symptoms. If something is off in our spiritual being, we feel that sense of disconnect, or we feel off kilter. And our emotions, they're a gift. They provide the key to what's going on overall. Our intuition provides insight and guidance if we're aware enough to listen and be aware. And I'll tell you something that really shocked me. I remember in Brene Brown's new book, Atlas of the Heart, she and her researchers identified 87 emotions and experiences. 87. And I'm like, most of us can name about 5, right? Happy, sad, angry, whatever. But each one of those is a clue to what's going on within. The only problem is that just like our automobile's maintenance required light, we can ignore whatever symptom or emotion or the button on our refrigerator's repair filter light or our maintenance required light. I'm really good at resetting those buttons. But it's not a good thing to override our internal alert system. It truly isn't. My dad instilled in us kids, boy did he ever, how important routine maintenance is and how the failure to do so can result in negative or even catastrophic consequences. And in my personal experience, I found that the longer I ignore something or put it off, because I don't want to face it just then, the more difficult it is to heal it, to fix it, or to deal with. Would you like to breathe the air coming out of this air filter? Can you imagine how much less effective it is at this point? Yuck. We wouldn't let that go on for long if we're aware of that. And then this one, would you eat the dishes that came out of this dishwasher? Look at the filter and look at the nasty. And I will tell you that the first time that I took ours out to clean it, it was so disgusting it made me gag. So now I do it more frequently. And that's key, right? Learning what we need to do and also the frequency with which we need to do that. And though we may not be aware of it quite so graphically as those slides, these examples represent what our human spiritual bodies look or feel like when we aren't practicing good self-care or performing the routine maintenance that we have, because we have unity tools and principles to help us with that. And we've talked about, and we will continue to talk about and help. And it's really important to find out what works for you. You are a unique being. And what works for me is not likely or may not work for you. So try until you find the right thing. Boy, was my dad a stickler about using the right tool. He did not like those wrenches that you can, what do you call them? Yeah, adjustable wrenches. He's like, no, thank you. Use the right tool for the job because it makes a difference. And just like that, it's really important to explore. And that's what we teach, right? That's what we talk about in Unity. We figure out, we try, we experiment with, and figure out what works for us. And as I've learned, those change over time. Those change. How many of us are the same people we were even 5 years ago? No, not so much. So just like these dirty filters that impede the flow of water or air, making them much less effective and able to do their job, when we've hung on to negative experiences and the feelings associated with those, our flow of life energy or light is diminished. It's like a garden hose that we've squeezed off and the flow has gone to a dribble. In Michael Singer's book, The Untethered Soul, it's so good. He describes how you get a thorn in your body and you construct the structure, you put the structure around it to protect yourself. And then what do you have to do? You have to go around making sure that doesn't get touched or hit or irritated. So if we would learn to deal with what is stuck inside, we'll be free of that. Eckhart Tolle talks about the pain bodies that some of us carry around. I don't know about you, but I don't want to pay for an extra storage building for all my stuff to go in, and I don't want to store it anywhere in my body. Some of us may be unaware that we are pain or hurt hoarders, and I can give you a concrete example of that. How many of us have received 5 compliments or positive comments from somebody, and then one person goes off on us and says something hateful or negative to us? Which one sticks in our mind? That ratio is so unfair, don't you think? It's awful. And as Michael Singer said in a recent talk that Peter and I went to, human beings need to get better at letting go. You know, I may not get this story quite right, but you know, if you imagine all the animals on the African savanna, and let's say there's a giraffe, and this lion is chasing that giraffe, and the giraffe wears out. He is able to go ahead and get away from, because the lion's worn out from that burst of energy. 5 minutes later, that giraffe is back eating stuff off the tree, taking a sip of water. It's gone. That experience, that animal has been able to shake off. It doesn't stick with them. How many of us are carrying around things, even if we're unaware of it, that we've carried since childhood? Everything that we bury comes back. Did you know we also came loaded with troubleshooting software? We did. We access it through prayer, meditation, and time in the silence, or working the Q process, or practicing radical forgiveness, or whatever works for you. It really, I'm not kidding, it's absolutely amazing. And when we take the time to do, I know I've said this before, but I'm still so impressed by this. When we take the time to do what Jesus did every single time, go away somewhere alone to pray, we can unearth what we're holding on to that is holding us back, or obstructing our flow, or seeing what is ours to do, or not to do. We find the way forward, the next right step, the path through whatever we're experiencing. Sometimes and this is a biggie for me, we can be fearful of what might be revealed, right? So we procrastinate. or we fail to ask the important questions, or take the time to do what we know we would be healing if we would only do that. Nobody I know likes discomfort and pain. Anybody here like discomfort and pain? No, I absolutely don't. But if we don't get to the source of what is eating at us, we spend a crazy amount of time and energy to keep it hidden and shut off. I'll tell you a time of when I was, a few months ago, or actually a few years ago, for some reason refused to go see my aunt who'd been put in a nursing home. And I couldn't explain why. I thought, what on earth is going on with me? And I really dug my heels in about it. And I'm like, whoa, there's a big clue something's going on here. Well, after I'd had a talk with one of my cousins, this memory that I had no conscious way of knowing it was even in me, what happened was me. I was a 6 or 7-year-old little girl, and I was at a family reunion with my parents, and it was a big family. There were 6 brothers and sisters, and all the kids, and all the grandkids, and all that good stuff. And a 6 and 7-year-old has quite a different perspective on the world than we do as an adult. And that aunt looked at me, and in front of everybody, and to my father, she said, "Look what a mess Carla's hair is. Why don't you let me give her permanent? She looks terrible." Well, that was not the first time something like that had happened, and you know what my response was? My response was to completely turn red in shame and embarrassment. I had nothing to be ashamed of, but I didn't know that. And so I pulled out my radical forgiveness book, and I went through a worksheet and wrote about that, and it really helped me realize that nothing and no one is against us. And when I thought about it, she was probably doing something that she thought was a favor to me or an act of love to give me a free permanent, because she was a hairdresser, see? So anyway, I did my forgiveness work, and I was able to release that. And that's all it wanted. And since then, when I think about it, it no longer has the power to bring in the emotions that happen along with that event. So that's just a tiny little thing. I've got bigger stuff that I've had to bring up through the years, as we all have, but that's just how insidious that stuff is. I didn't know that 6 or 7-year-old had shoved that down. I wasn't even aware it was part of my psyche and what was going on. This part is important. It's the most critical part of your personal maintenance plan. This I know for sure, and I don't hardly ever say those words, that I know something for sure. Whatever it is that comes up, whether it's a painful experience from your past, whether it's a resentment that you didn't even realize you were holding on to, or you did realize it and just didn't want to deal with it, or something false that you are believing about yourself or a situation, all at once when it comes up, all that it wants is to be healed, recognized, and healed. That's it. It doesn't come up to cause us pain or to make us, part of us that might feel that we need to be punished. It's just something that we stuck away, that we pushed down, shoved down, repressed. And it's showing up at this point in time. That showing up is a gift. It sure doesn't feel like it. I mean, I started bawling, even for that little thing that happened, bawled. But that was so healing. It's a chance for us to address what is calling for our loving attention and care. So an affirmation that I say to myself as I'm getting ready to do some of that work, remember this one: excavation leads to revelation, which leads to elevation. Excavation leads to revelation, which leads to elevation. probably don't even need to ask why do we think it's important to take really good care of all of ourselves, the human and the spiritual side. Well, behind the practical reasons, we understand we'll have a healthier, more joyful, more fulfilling life as a result of nurturing our minds, our bodies, and our spirits. But beyond the self, and this is the message for today, the main message, we are everyone called to be the carriers of the light. We are each called to be the carriers of the light. Did you all know? I didn't know this. I looked it up for this talk. The word light is used 46 books in the Bible for a total of 235 times. I think that might be a little important. That might be indicative of that it really does matter. And you know, I've had somebody say to me years ago before I came to Unity, you need to be the light. Well, you might as well say whatever you want to say, because I didn't understand what that meant. It means ensuring that we're a clear conduit for spirit to express through us. That's it. Here's an example, and I hope that you felt it right here in this community. Have you ever met somebody here who makes you feel better just by being around them? I sure have. Is there someone that you can be around and you just feel instantly calm and peaceful? Boy, I need that a lot, and I appreciate that talent. Somebody who evokes a feeling of welcome and warmth. Here's looking at you, welcome team and ushers. Thank you. And have you ever experienced the peace of mind that happens when you've asked a prayer chaplain to pray with you? Or you've trustingly written down your request on a prayer slip and put it in that box, knowing it's going to get prayed about for over 30 days. It's pretty cool. You all know what this is. We are each generators of divine light and love. Each of your light is important and unique and critical to the one light. We are everyone called to shine our Christ light. Even when we don't feel like it, as Donna sang, do it anyway. Do it anyway, because your light matters. It matters. No matter what our life circumstances are in this moment, or what is going on in the external world, we are equipped for this. We have what we need to do this. When we're in a place where we sense discord, I usually want to run from the room, but what I've learned to do is just go within, and I literally think of pushing the button on that generator. And I'm going to sit there, and I'm going to be that generator of light and love, no matter what the heck is going on around me. When we learn of a devastating world event, I mean, there's so many. What a wonderful time to start your generator and send your love and light to those people, everybody affected. Even if you're just getting ready to make a difficult phone call or go into a meeting, it's really good to turn on that generator to prepare your way before you go into that, make that phone call or go into that meeting, because when you ground yourself like that, you will come from a place of response versus reaction. And I can tell you, things come out a lot better if you come from that perspective. It changes the dynamic of what is going on, and a lot of times it changes the outcome. So remember, even if you don't feel like it at the moment, do it anyway. Even if you've given so much emotional energy to a situation or concern in your life, that is the perfect time to remember that you are imbued with a generator of divine love and light. So please keep that picture in mind of that generator that creates electrical energy, and remember that you are a loving, living expression of God's light and love. I had a really vivid dream a couple of years ago. And I don't know, I usually don't even remember what I dreamed, but this one stuck in my head and followed me around for several days, and I'll tell you what happened. It kind of resembled the movie Liar, Liar with Jim Carrey, where he promised his little boy who he would missed all the birthdays and all the ball games and everything, and he promised that he would be there for him, that he wouldn't lie anymore, because he would say, oh, he would lie to him about the reason he couldn't attend those important things to that little boy. And he was an attorney, and this is nothing against attorneys, but he didn't always tell the complete truth as an attorney. So when he went before the judge, he got ready to say something, and he physically couldn't say anything that even resembled a lie. Well, that's what I thought of when I had this dream. Because what I dreamed was, I imagined that the dark side is the light is coming across and the day is dawning right there on that edge. I dreamed that every being on the planet overnight had experienced a spiritual shift. There was only peace, love, joy, and harmony. I mean, I could really feel it. There wasn't any more greed, there wasn't any more war, there wasn't any meanness going on. It was just like this, where pinpoints of light, one here, one there, more here, and then they begin to gather and they connect and they grow. And I could just feel the buoyancy, the pure love enveloping our planet. The next morning in meditation, I received this affirmation: may all beings on earth and beyond experience a shift toward divine love, creating harmony, compassion, today's word, and peace. That affirmation was part of the first nightly prayer that the prayer chaplains created when our services went online because of COVID, and we really wanted to find a way to bring everybody together. And wherever we were at 9 o'clock at night, or whenever it worked for our schedules, we had these prayers that the prayer chaplains put together, and we said them every night for a month. I want to just try to describe what an amazing experience it is. So you've got, I think at the time we maybe had 6 prayer chaplains, and I'd send out a little note saying it's time for us to create the new monthly prayer, and each prayer chaplain would go into meditation and take that into their hearts. And I said, doesn't have to be a whole thing, just send me the snippets of your inspiration. So they would send those, and you know, like you have the perfect colors or patterns when you piece a quilt together, or when you see an artist's beautiful painting. When I got those, they went together seamlessly. It gives me cold chills thinking about it. There was obviously something much greater at work, because 1 and 1 didn't equal 2. 1 and 1 equaled a gazillion. And it was just so inspiring. It was so inspiring because I want you to really feel it and feel the energy of the words that make such a difference. I'm going to read the nightly prayer for December 2020. What a dark time that was for our planet Earth, right? And please remember, from the perspective, this was being prayed at 9 o'clock at night or in the evening. If you want to, just close your eyes and listen, but focus on these words. Peace and love in my heart contribute to peace and love in the world. The world I see is a reflection of our collective mind and heart. I begin by going within, holding sacred space, loving myself first, and extending that love to family and friends. I see each congregant of the Unity Spiritual Center embraced and connected by love and peace as we pray together in communion. Together, the power of our prayer radiates and expands. Our heart connections flow outward to our larger community and to the world beyond. We now entrust every concern and challenge to the presence of peace, truth, light, and love. In this presence, we are complete, protected, determined, and courageous. As we pray, our intentions and actions help establish a world that is inclusive and filled with grace. Life is revitalized by universal harmony, a coming together in recognition of one another's divine nature and of what is in the best interests of us all. I gratefully harvest the fruits of my daily prayer practice and enjoy the abundance of all good in my life. As I relax, moving into sleep to refresh my body for a new day, I am grateful. I am blessed to know that with God's wisdom and guidance, I can set the course of my day. I am grateful to know the truth of my being, that I have the spark of the divine within. Every moment is a choice moment, and I choose to listen to that still small voice that speaks to me. I am spirit-led and do what is mine to do. And so I prepare to begin my day tomorrow with joy, confidence, and gratitude. And it's all good. And so it is. Whew, amen. What a powerful prayer. It's amazing. So in closing, you know, Mo talks about homework, and I really want to give a shout out to Rev Mo for giving me the opportunity to fill in for her today. And I hope that those of you who liked to accept part of what words came through me today, I hope it's helpful, and I really appreciate the opportunity. Thanks to each of you. But in closing, I won't say homework. I encourage you to do the maintenance required to keep your conduit cleaned out and your light and your love fully functioning and flowing. Practice self-care that works for you. Use the practical spiritual tools that work for you. And remember, you are a radiating center of light and love. Can we say that as an affirmation? I am a radiating center of love and love. You are so very loved. Thank you.
Our guests today. Our offertory prayer is up here. If we could all say this together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful.
I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have.
This time I'd like us to repeat our offertory blessing again, changing the words to we and us. Divine love, as us, blesses and multiplies all that we are, all that we have, all that we give, and all that we receive, and we are grateful. So I see a few colored tags. If this is your first time, if you would please raise your hand so we can acknowledge you. We have a special prayer for you. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ as you. Thank you.
Stand and let's do our peace song and prayer for protection. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace be